Okay, in the rear end, basically we're kind of doing a similar thing. Here we're going to remove our motor first. Unplug it. We're not going to actually remove it, we're just going to unplug it because we're going to pull these wires through the stock tower. What I'm going to do first is go ahead and remove our rear body mounts. This is going to give us access to our screws in our shock tower that mount to the transmission and the chassis. Next up, I'll go ahead and remove the upper part of our shock. See, now we get to expose our rear mounting screws for our camber links. There's our rear tower. We're going to flip it over, remove our hinge pins. Pretty straightforward. I'll go ahead and everything's removed from the back end now. So we can start placing the arms and rear hubs, shock tower, and camber links. Okay, so now we've got our rear hub carrier. If you replaced your nut back onto your axle, you go ahead and remove that. We're going to pop the rear hex off. Sometimes it's good to just pry it off like so. Remove the pin. Slide our axle out. Mind the shims in the position that they're in. So there's only one, looks like there's one shim on the inside of the rear hub. So I'm going to put that right back on. Grab our hub carrier. We're going to pop these bearings out. I just stick a 2.5 mil Allen wrench in here. Go ahead and just pop them out like so. They come out pretty easy. There's our stock hub. Replace it with the ProTrac hub. Slide our first bearing on. Slide our hub carrier. Slide our other bearing on. This was the front stack of shims that we had. Put that on like so. Put our pin in. Put our hex on. Should kind of snap into place here. There's our rear hub carrier. We'll grab our arm. Now we're going to go ahead and run it in the upper hole, if you will. We're going to leave the hub carrier up on the arm. So grab my hinge pin. So thread this in. There's our rear arm assembled with our new hub carrier. Again, you can see the difference here in the length of our ProTrac arm. Much longer. Of course, the offset of the wheel compensates for the length of our arms. We've got a nice beefy hub carrier. We've got new mounting locations for the camber link, so where we can adjust the type of camber gain that we want throughout the suspension travel. And you can see how beefy it is as well. We'll go ahead and do the other side, and we'll reassemble back onto our truck. Okay, so we've got our rear ProTrac arms and our rear ProTrac hubs. We've got those installed with our axles. We'll set those here. We'll grab the truck. We'll take our shock tower. It's important that we mount our tie rod to the shock tower prior to installing the shock tower onto the rear bulkhead. So we'll grab our short-ended ball end and we'll throw it in the center hole here. Like so. And before we reinstall the rear body mount, we're going to go ahead and secure the shock tower to the bulkhead. Now, in your kit, you're going to have new hardware, longer screws for back here. So you're going to want to make sure and use those new longer screws that come with it. Okay, we've got our tower on. We'll go ahead and reinstall our arms. Plug our motor wires back in. Reinstall our rear body mount. And last but not least, we'll install our shocks. You can see here, we installed our front arms. We've got our front tower. We've got all our turnbuckles in place. We've got our rear tower. We've got our rear arms, our rear hubs in there. And really the kit's ready to go. So we really hope you guys enjoyed the time with the kit and enjoy running out on the track. Stay tuned for some more setup tips on what some of the different camber links do, what some of the different adjustments to your shocks will do, and how we can really fine-tune your kit to get you going that much faster. Thanks for tuning in.